Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Urging you as well to vote yes on this amendment. I'm not sure if you've been out to the 31st District recently. I want to talk about a bridge between the 31st District and the 5th District. In fact, not just a figurative bridge, but a very literal bridge that a couple months ago was struck by a vehicle. And this is important to this amendment because I'm going to tell you what the result was of that vehicle getting struck by the bridge. So this bridge is about 80 years old, and it was hit by a vehicle, and it was out of commission for several months. In fact, it would still be out of use right now for 22,000 vehicles a day if it weren't for the governor signing a declaration of emergency and making some funds available to get an emergency repair on this bridge. But what would normally be a 5-minute drive, maybe 10 minutes between the 31st and the 5th District cities of Buckley and Enumclaw turned into an hour to an hour and a half drive without traffic. Mr. Speaker, there were 20,000 vehicles a day that went from a 5-minute drive to an hour drive each direction. These are folks getting to school, getting to work. That's an example of why the Climate Commitment Act dollars are more than just great technology, developing dollars or something. Why this amendment is so important is because when we talk about climate resiliency, we're talking more than just technology. We're talking making sure the infrastructure in the ground is used in the most efficient way possible. Those 80-year-old bridges that are at risk from vehicles because they're not modern structures, this amendment would create opportunities to improve the transportation infrastructure to make them not at risk. Another example, just 10 minutes away from that bridge, is the Fairfax Bridge, which you may not be aware of, but there used to be more ways up to Mount Rainier than there are right now. Right now, the Fairfax Bridge, because of failure to maintain, failure to paint the facility, failure to take care of the bridge over the last couple dozen years, has become a failed bridge. This is a bridge that's going to take $60 million just to disassemble. So what this amendment would do would be to allow some of these Climate Commitment Act dollars to be utilized to maintain structures like the Fairfax Bridge or improve structures like the bridge between Enumclaw and Buckley. Mr. Speaker, we need to think about how we utilize this money to maintain our own transportation infrastructure. Otherwise, vehicles that move nowhere are vehicles that pollute more. Urge adoption of this amendment.